This is Chicago's very own WGN News at Noon.
His journey through life has taken him from the very bottom to the top. And Robert Renteria has chronicled his life journey in the book, From the Barrio to the Boardroom. Robert Renteria, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. You know, your childhood could hardly be considered a fast track to success. Grew up in the Barrio of East LA. You were a high school dropout. You were in gangs. You dealt drugs. You used drugs. And then there was a turning point in your life. Tell me about that.
What happened when I was about 17 years old, my real father, my biological father, died in a halfway house on Skid Row. He was a heroin addict. And I went to see where he lived, and it was where I realized that if I continued down that path, that would have been me. So I resolved making better choices. I joined the military.
That was a huge influence in your life.
Absolutely.
What did it do for you?
Well, I realized that if I continued selling drugs and doing drugs and run around with gangs, that I'd end up myself being a statistic, and I didn't want to go down that path.
You know what? Before we get too much further into this interview, let's fast track 25 years. You've done a lot with your life. What are you doing now?
I arrived here in 1990 with $200 in a duffel bag.
In Chicago? In
Chicago, and I slept on a friend's floor in his living room where I made a bed until I got a job, and at that time I could only afford Arby's 5 for $5, so... But I got a job.
By the way, they still have that deal.
Yeah. And I got that job because I said I was going to be somebody, and after 6 years of working hard every day, every weekend, every holiday, I became vice president of a publicly traded company on New York Stock Exchange, and I never finished high school.
Amazing, absolutely. One of those great American success stories of pursuing the American dream and how sometimes it works.
It's all about believing in yourself. See, belief's like air. It's in this room. We can't see it, but we need it to survive. And if we believe, we can overcome seemingly impossible obstacles.
You talked about positive influences, or negative influences in your life, but also some of the positive ones. U.S. military, but your mother was also a very strong influence.
My mother was a real good sounding board. I didn't have many male figures in my life who were good role models, so the world itself and all the tangible things it had to offer were, for me, the ultimate role model.
You know, you make a very interesting point on the cover of your book. Don't let where you came from dictate who you are, but let it be a part of who you become. In short, you use your background to your advantage.
Absolutely.
Explain that.
Well, there's always been a lot of people out there who are haters, and they tell you that you can't do something. So I learned a long time ago to never let anybody tell me that I can't do something, because as long as we have a corazón, which is a heart, as long as we have a heart, we always have a chance.
You ever heard of the crab bucket theory, where people like, you know, you put crabs in a bucket and they try to climb out of the bucket, and then other crabs pull them back down to the bottom? Did you ever feel like you were in that?
Well, you know, there's a saying that says, you show me your friends, I tell you who you are, and misery loves company. So I surrounded myself around positive people who could influence me and help elevate me.
That was your grandfather's favorite saying, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah. It's important to lose those negative influences. You did that, and now you are trying to give something back with this book. What's the most important message in this book?
Well, the message is that, you know, if you believe in yourself, we can overcome seemingly impossible obstacles, and I know. And to the kids that are out there, I'm telling them that bright futures are built on a strong education, that equal education means equal pay, and it levels the playing field. It's a great equalizer for any race. And finally, I like to tell the kids out there that gangbanging and violence is not a lifestyle, but it's a death style.
It certainly is. And let me congratulate you on the book. It's also very short, which makes it, I think, more appealing to the very people you want to reach. It's not intimidating.
Not at all.
Robert Renteria, thank you so much. I wish you the best. You can find out more about Robert and his book at our website, WGNTV.com. Just click the midday link. I wish you the best.
Thank you much.